Sorry no upload yesterday. I just wasn't feeling doing the rant on Wednesday. Just didn't seem right. Wednesdays aren't as bad as Tuesdays. And I didn't have anything else to vlog about, so I just didn't do a video. So here we are, Thursday. And I get to do another question Thursday. Hooray, because someone submitted a question, but I think one question will be good for now. One's better than none, I suppose. Well, first of all, I'm just out taking Margot for a walk. This is what we do every afternoon. Yay, she's got to get her exercise, and I need to get my exercise too, I guess. So anyway, the question that I was asked, and Shelly, I think you're the only one that's watching these besides the Jake, you asked, what is my favorite children's story? And that's kind of a hard question because it depends on what you consider a children's story, because there's a lot of stories that I think are children's stories, like Chronicles of Narnia. That whole series I think is children's stories, and I think that's fantastic. But the first thing that came to mind when I read that question, and this is a book that I actually was looking for years, and I couldn't remember the title of it until it was like a year ago. But I remember it as a kid, and it was fantastic. Was Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. And now I know a lot of you are probably like, oh yeah, they just made a movie, it was kind of stupid, or it was kind of good. No, I will not see the movie because I know that it will ruin my image of that book. But I remember we read that book in second grade. And I honestly couldn't remember what the book was even, like what the book really was like when I would think about this. But I just remember it was the coolest book that I had ever had read to me or had read. I don't remember if I actually read it or not. I'm sure it was just read to us in class. But it was so good. I mean, it was amazing living in this place where, oh man, I just spit everywhere. Gross. But living in this place where food just falls from the sky. I mean, cheeseburger and steaks and fries and milkshakes and pancakes and all sorts of good stuff. And it was just, I don't know, it was just so creative and inventive to me. It would just sound like the coolest place to live ever. Except for, of course, when everything goes haywire and then they have to move out of there. But part of the reason I remember that book so much, oh, look out, Margot. This dog's crazy. Part of the reason I remember that book so much is because when we read it, we made the peanut butter and Swiss cheese sandwiches in class that they make in the book for boats so that they can go off to another land. And I remember building these little ships in class. I mean, we cut the crust off, we put the peanut butter in sandwiches, we had straws, I think, that we stuck in for a mast, and then we, put the Swiss cheese on it. It was just, I don't know, I just remember that being so much fun and being so cool. And so for the rest of my life, I have always remembered that book, and for years I couldn't remember what it was called or anything. And then I don't remember what it was. I think I was talking about it to the wife, and she, had said the name, and I was like, oh yeah. And we went to Barnes & Noble and we found it. I sat down and I read it, and it was still magical. It was still so awesome, so good. It's definitely one of the books that I have to read to my kids. And then a close second to that book, even though it's supposed to be my favorite, but a close second was definitely Where the Wild Things Are. I remember I loving that book too, and mostly for the art, because the story's just kind of so-so. Kid gets grounded, goes has his little fun in imaginary land, but I remember loving the art a ton, and I still do. And so before they made the movie, we went to, again, Barnes & Noble and found the book and read it, and it wasn't what I remembered at all. I guess I didn't really remember anything about it, but it was still good because the art is amazing, and that's what makes a kid's book good anyway. So anyway, that's my favorite stories for Question Thursday. Leave your comments below on what your favorite children's stories are. I'd like to know, or children's books or whatever. And I don't know, I guess that's it for today. I might have to be putting these vlogs on hold for a little while. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to or not, just so so I can get this photography thing going more with the wife and I. I'll put a link in the doobly-doo down below for to the website, so if you guys want to go check that out, you can. Things are going pretty well. We have a few shoots lined up, but we just need to get more exposure, more bigger shoots, as opposed to doing stuff with just friends, because a lot of our shoots now we're doing are really cheap and expensive because we're doing it for friends, and so we're not charging them a whole lot. And I'd like to make a little bit more money doing it so that it can not support us, but so that we can, buy newer, better equipment, and, so that it can be a good extra, so that we can fill in gaps when we need to with money. So anyway, it's Thursday. Hooray. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.